Hello, everyone. So today we are going to have an interview with a student from Ukraine studying at the Jagiellonian University at the Department of International Relations and Area Studies, Yana Kopyna. So she also managed to win the academic program and went to Scotland to study international politics at the University of Glasgow. So today we'll talk about education and her experience in Scotland and Poland. Subscribe to this channel in order not to miss English classes and interviews with interesting people, and leave your comments on what captivating English expressions you know and what springs to mind when you hear about Scotland. Hey Yana, I haven't seen you for ages. How is your life in Scotland? Or maybe you have already arrived in Ukraine.
Hi, yeah, definitely a long time no see, I would say. My life in Scotland was perfect, like awesome, I would say, really interesting and educational because it was the exchange program. And yeah, I have arrived and I came home yesterday in the morning, so I'm in Ukraine now.
Wow, yesterday in the morning. Okay, sorry for interrupting your rest. So you just arrived, and I'm annoying you with some interviews. Okay, so the first question to you, since this channel is educational, could you share with us your three favorite or maybe most common words or phrases that you heard in Scotland?
Yeah, exactly. I would say that like three most common words would be like cheers. They often say cheers. Like it's not about drinking. It's not when you're raising a toast.
Mhm,
It's like when you want to say thank you. In most cases, they
mhm,
just say cheers all the time.
mhm,
Also, the second word will be probably folks, that like people and even like professors, they are all the time in their emails they use this word. So for me, it was quite interesting and like something new because it's not really official, I would say, but it's
mhm.
like all the time they use it. And the third word,
Make it cartoon, right? It's like this piggy, porky. That's like, yeah, that's all fox, right? Or
yeah,
maybe.
yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
so for yeah, that's what I really like, that you have a friendly atmosphere with your professors. They are not really official all the time. They are more like your advisors, I would say. And talking about the third word, I would say I, and we spell it like AYE, and it means yes. So it was really strange for me at the beginning, but I got used to it. So they really often use I.
I thought that it's a pirate language. Maybe it derives from the pirate language. This pirates.
Yeah, maybe
A-Y or A-Y-E, if I'm not
A
mistaken.
AYE.
A-Y-E, yes. But as far as I know, there is another version. So A-Y, you can just like A-Y or A-Y-E. But what about cheers? So you mentioned three um, situations when or two situations when they use cheers. So cheers when they want to thank you, and cheers like traditional one when they have a toast. You cheers, yes.
Yes.
But what about saying bye bye? Do they say cheers?
Sometimes, yes, I would say. So they're using it like for different situations. They use like for thank you and for the when they want to say bye bye. So
Mhm.
yeah, I can definitely say that you
But
say
not saying
cheers.
hello, like cheers.
No, not really. In
Mhm.
most cases, I would say that they use it for thank you. Still, for thank you, it's like the most.
Mhm.
So yeah.
All right, so you won the academic program and went to the University of Glasgow. Was it your decision? So if it was your decision, it was your choice of the university, why did you choose that university? And what was the name of the educational program?
Okay, so I will probably start with the name of the educational program. The name of the educational program is Erasmus Plus. I think that people from Ukraine probably heard a lot about it because it's also common in Ukraine. Yes, and it definitely was my decision because I'm trying to make all the decisions. Definitely, I ask about my parents' opinion because they really support me in everything, and I'm really thankful for that. But it was my decision.
Mhm.
And when I first saw the UFG online, I was speechless because that university was founded in 1451, and it's the first oldest university in English-speaking countries, and one of the Scotland's four Asian universities. Also, it's along with the universities of Edinburgh, University of Aberdeen, and Andrews University. Probably heard about it, St. Andrews University, where Prince William was studying there, and Kate Middleton also, so it's quite popular. And moreover, I was really eager to study there because the uni is ranked 77th in the world ranking system. Also, it's a member of the prestigious Russell group of leading UK universities. And also, it's a founding member of Universities 21. It's a grouping of universities dedicated to setting standards for higher education. And talking about my degree, for example, why I wanted to study there, because this university also includes among its alumni the father of economics, Adam Smith, for example. So yeah, and talking about the universities, there are seven Nobel laureates. And however, the incredible reaction I had was when I came to Glasgow and I saw it with my eyes, my own eyes, not on the internet also. So it was a moment in my life when I finally realized that everything what I was doing, everything was what I was trying to implement in my life is my reality now, because it was my dream and I can see it in a real life. And due to this, it's motivated me to do even more, I would say.
Mhm. So you had the list of the universities. How many universities you could you apply for? And as far as I know, it was a university in Croatia, or no, or
No,
no?
we are according to the Jagiellonian University list, so we have 77, if I'm not mistaken,
Oh,
agreements.
mhm,
77 universities around the world. I mean, European universities, because it's
mhm,
a European program.
mhm,
And I also was thinking about going to Italy, and I was thinking about going to let me think, probably to the Netherlands. I don't remember the name of the university now, to be honest, because it was more than 1 year ago.
mhm.
But still, I could choose three universities out of 77 in my application, and still I had my one priority, and it was UFG, University of Glasgow, and I really wanted to go there, so I didn't
It
even
was
think about others.
it was a no-brainer for you, I guess. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm. So, what do students need to know to apply for this program, Erasmus Plus? I mean, and when? And is this program uh, only for students or also for teachers, for such old teachers as I am?
So it depends on your university and especially on your department. In most cases, you just need to upload the CV and motivation letter, and after that, you will have the interview. Furthermore, I would say that your grades as well as your participation in other projects are really essential and critical. So, for example, I was applying for the Department of IR, International Relations, and the Department of European Studies. And for the Department of IR, I had to also upload recommendation letters from the professors. So you have to be in a good connections with your professors. Also, I was highly motivated, I would say, and dedicated to taking part in the Erasmus Plus, because it was like a great possibility to gain new knowledge, new connections, increase my employability, and definitely boost my CV. Moreover, it's like not only about comprehension, but also about cultural exchange. And talking about the programs for teachers, then I can say that Erasmus Plus also supports like training activities abroad for professionals involved in like pre-primary, primary, and secondary school education. That's for sure. And also they give some like opportunities, possibilities for students who want to have some internship, to do the internship abroad. And talking about the program for teachers, then it can consist of courses and trainings and like job shadowing periods at schools or different organizations like higher educational institutions or public bodies. Or, for example, research institutes. So it's not only for students but also for teachers.
Mm-hmm. Sounds great. That I still have a chance to apply one day. So, what course did you take during the program, and what intriguing aspects did you get to know while studying?
So in total, I had like four courses, four classes. I took law class. It was the UK law, philosophy class, quantitative methods, and Spanish classes. So I would say that like one more language is always difficult at the beginning because you have like tons of materials. But I had a great professor from El Salvador, Latin America, so I managed to do it. And I really like the fact that you can choose as a subject yourself. So accordingly, at each lecture, I had new peers and like new connections due to this, so new people. And talking about the disadvantages, then I may say that sometimes the Glaswegian accent could play against all the international students, but with time I just got used to it and it wasn't that difficult at the beginning.
And your major is international politics, or I just found on Facebook that you wrote like international politics, studying international politics at the University of Glasgow.
Yes,
So, yes.
international politics. It was international politics, but talking about my major in Poland, it's, as you mentioned, international relations and area studies. And now I decided to choose that area studies like specialization. My specialization will be international security and model the Americas, so North and South Americas.
I see, I see. Okay. As far as I know, you visited Edinburgh and Glasgow. So, did those cities impress you? In what way? And what's exciting and interesting there?
Yes, I had the possibility to visit the cities. In general, I cannot really like compare them because they are completely different. In short, talking about the Edinburgh, there are many museums and galleries, and I really like the National Museum of Scotland. In it, you will find like everything from the ancient history of Egypt, the creation of the world, to fashion and style, animal world, and for example, first laptops and such things. And speaking about Glasgow, I can definitely say that it's like a fantastic and really comfortable city for living. And you don't have like plenty of tourists there as in Edinburgh, but you will find a lot of parks, schools, for example, a few universities. It's not only about the University of Glasgow, but they still have a lot of other universities. Also many cafes, restaurants, bars. Also, it's like smaller than Edinburgh, but you still can find like a lot of opportunities there and many connections.
As far as I know, one of these cities is the hub of cinematography. So is it Glasgow or Edinburgh? Glasgow.
Glasgow, yes, yes.
Hmm. So have you visited any performances or plays like in Glasgow? It's like really.
Actually, because of the pandemic and coronavirus, it was quite difficult. So I didn't manage to do it this time. So probably I can do it like next time. But yeah, I heard a lot about it, and they were like filming Batman during the summer in Glasgow.
Mhm.
So yeah, something like that. But I unfortunately I didn't visit.
So you mean the live performance, live?
Yes, yes, yes.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. Um, how is life in Ukraine different from life in Scotland?
So talking about Scotland, I may say that like definitely it's like a better and higher standard of living in Scotland. And you have like a great diversity of people and nationalities. Also, what I can point out that you have more opportunities for students, and what I was previously talking about the fact that you have like a friendly atmosphere with like students and professors, between students and professors. It's really friendly. It's like they are just trying to help you. And they are just advisors. They're not like really strict professors. They're not going, I don't know, to punish you for something or anything like that. They are just like cool people. And the weather, you probably heard a lot about the Scottish weather and like English weather. Definitely, it's like different. So during autumn, it often drizzles, and in winter, the sunset is at 3:30 p.m. in most cases. But
What about
talking,
now? What about now? The weather. What's the weather like now? Mhm.
it was, I would say that according to their news, this summer, I mean this year, like
Mhm.
2021 was like the hottest, like the best. So like this I definitely had a possibility to spend my time in Scotland with the best weather, because it wasn't raining all the day as it's common in autumn. It just a few times, I would say, like, so normally it often drizzles, yeah, so you don't have like that like heavy rain as in Ukraine, for example, but it just like drizzles for a few minutes, and that's it. Uh, but in general, yes, it wasn't that bad as I heard about it, and it was really good. And yeah, but you don't have the sun. You have to be, if you want to go to Scotland, you have to be prepared that you don't have the sun there. Like I've been there like probably like 3 months in total, and I had, I don't know, 3 or up to 5 days, like sunny days, and that's it. You don't have sun. So this is like a big disadvantage, I would say. If you really like
Did
sunny
you
weather,
feel blue?
I cannot
I mean,
really
did you feel blue?
I cannot really say like that, because still, it depends on a person. In my
Mhm.
case, I was really motivated and active student. I didn't have time for such things, so I didn't have time to I don't know, to help depression or be sad or anything like that. So yes, but if you really like summer or like sunny days, you have to be prepared that it's not what you like.
Mhm. So, how can you describe the Scottish? What features, I mean, people, and what features are peculiar to them? Are they different from us, from Ukrainians? Or in what way, if they are different,
Mhm. People in
honestly?
Scotland, I would say that they are like more westernized and open, I would say. They are really helpful and really hopeful, open, I'm sorry. And they are quite like pleasant and always like willing to assist you, to help you. They are open to accepting difference. This is like the fact which we don't really have in Ukraine. They are open to everything,
Mhm.
and they open to the diversity. I would say. And I mean, I don't have like anything against Ukrainians because I'm sure and I know that Ukrainians are really nice and also helpful, especially for tourists. However, like Glasgow is Europe's friendliest city. I know that now they are not like the part of Europe, but still, like a year ago, it was mentioned and admitted that it's like friendliest city. And I would like to talk about Ukrainians and Scottish. I would say that they both like interacting with people, with others, and uh, also the Scots are really nationalistics. They really
Mhm.
like their country. Definitely, I can't like not mention it. I really can't forget about it because they are really really in love with their country, and yeah, they are proud to be Scottish and to be Scots.
Mhm. Are they hospitable? Did they invite you to their places?
Yes, I would say yes. They, as I mentioned before, they are helpful and really open. They are open to everyone. So yes, I had like a few invitations, and I met new people there. And yes, so I'm really pleasant. I was like pleasantly surprised at the beginning that they are really, really open and good people.
Hmm, hmm. Okay. And did you have any troubles interacting with them, or maybe you noticed some negative features of the Scottish, or something that is you would like to mention,
To be
or
honest,
mm,
I don't even remember like anything bad from the side, especially like in my case. I didn't face any like disadvantages because to me they were like always nice and like open and they are really friendly. So for them to make new friends, it's not difficult at all. They can just walk on the street and they will be more than happy to just have a conversation with you. And yeah, so I didn't have any troubles with them, and maybe like the accent as I mentioned before, especially the Glaswegian accent,
mhm,
because this is also like the difference between Edinburgh and Glasgow. And in Edinburgh it's like only 70 kilometers away from Glasgow, and it's a completely different accent. In Edinburgh it's like probably easier for us, like for international students, international people. It's like more British maybe, like English, but Glaswegian accent is tricky.
mhm. And could you describe your day in school? What duties did you have during the program? Kind of
Um,
like average day.
yeah, so in the morning or at lunch, I always had classes. And after that, I went to the gym. And after that, I came home and studied. So nothing really special, but I spent a lot of time with friends also, walking around different parts of the city, discovering the city, different parks, because they have plenty of parks, really great parks. And also visiting some museums and cafes. So I can
Hmm,
say that I definitely spent really good time there. Not only about studying, but also I had good time with friends.
hmm. So, what do the Scottish do for fun? How do they spend their leisure time, their day?
They really like participating in sports, I would say.
Hmm,
So, and they are also true football fans.
hmm,
This is also like a part of being patriots because yeah, really, really like their football and their football teams. So they are great football fans.
Uh,
Uh,
Football, or do they have any other national kinds of sports that are really peculiar to this region?
To be honest, something really special I didn't notice, but they also like golf, for example. So like football, golf, nothing like extra, nothing special, just like general
Mhm.
sport. And talking. about their leisure time. Of course, they enjoy getting together with mates at the restaurants or bars, pubs, for example, and unwinding while sipping whiskey, because the Scottish whiskey is like famous everywhere. So I cannot forget about it, that people really like to spend sometimes with their friends going out and just relax in bars or pubs.
Hmm. So, when I come to any foreign countries, I like to ask some questions, give some questions to locals.
Mm.
And my traditional question is, what do you know about Ukraine? So, what do Scottish people know about Ukraine? Have
Uh,
you asked such a question?
yes, sometimes yes, especially when I was saying that I'm from Ukraine, so they were like getting some comments about it. So people definitely know where Ukraine is, where it is located. That's good. And also, like my friends really want to come here one day. It's like a lot of people are interested in it, like coming to Ukraine, visit it. They are really interested, I would say, in Kyiv and also Chernobyl, because it's kind of like famous for them. So a lot of people know about it, like definitely. Some people are interested in history, and like everyone knows about the current events, so, like the current situation in the eastern part of the country about the war. And moreover, a lot of people really wanted to know about other traditions, especially like Christmas traditions. So I was kind of like explaining and sharing my knowledge about it with them. They were really shocked that we are preparing 12 meatless dishes for the Christmas Eve, because they don't have it. And yes, like talking about Christmas in Scotland is completely different. Way of understanding, I would say, because in Ukraine, especially in the western part of Ukraine, it's still more about the religion, I would say. It's like religious holiday. Yeah, but talking about Scotland, they really like this holiday only because of the presents. So when I ask them like, what is the association you have with Christmas, they will definitely say that presents, that they are opening presents on the 25th of December in the morning. So it's the only association with them, with this holiday. And definitely I had one situation when I was talking about like 12 meatless dishes. And I asked them, so how do you think? Why 12? And they said, probably because of the fact that we have a song, 12 Days of Christmas. So for me, it was really funny because, that song is really popular there. And that's like, that answer just killed me. Definitely, it was like really, really interesting.
Mhm. Yeah. So they are more mercantile and secular, I would say. Yeah.
I mean, not all of them. Definitely, we cannot like judge all of them, but in most cases, it's not about the religious. It's not
So the
about
majority, the majority is like, I'm just asking about just your impressions.
the.
And your impressions are that in most cases, people are secular there, not so religious. Yes, as
Yes,
far as I
I would
understood.
say so.
Mhm. Wow.
Definitely.
Wow. I see. I see. Um, so you are a student of the Jagiellonian University. So is it difficult to study there?
Um, yes, I can probably say that I'm a student of JU, or Jagiellonian University. To
Mhm.
be honest, getting like a degree there is not a piece of cake. I have to admit it that it's not really easy, but it's worth it. And you should be ready that you will not have like much free time. And all this because of the fact that they have like a slightly different system of education there, because we are used to the fact that when you're coming like to a lesson or lecture, the teacher or the professor will explain everything, and we will explain the topic to us, and only then we will learn something on our own. Like at home you will just be like getting ready for the next class. However, it doesn't work like that in my university. So you have to read really a lot. For example, you have to study on your own really a lot, and like number of hours of self education, of self preparing is like twice, and sometimes I would say even like 3 times more than hours with the teacher. So it's only about your work. And due to this, you must be really hardworking, because if you're lazy, it won't work like that. It will work against you. And talking about like IRAS, it's my major, international relations and area studies.
Mhm.
Yeah, in short, IRAS. Then I would like to point out that you will need to read a lot and write tons of essays, like really a lot, like 2,000 words. It's minimum, like every essay all the time. And the
2,000
program,
words. Two
sorry?
thousand words per essay. Per one essay, 2,000 words.
Yes, one. I would say 1,000. It was for the first year. It was minimum. It's like minimum,
What?
but in most cases, like 2,000. For example, talking about the University of Glasgow, I still have to do one research a report paper, and it's for 3,000 words,
It's
and
unbelievable.
it's about statistics. So it's not like, it's not philosophy where you can like waffle and share your thoughts about it and discuss something, explain something. But talking about the statistics, you cannot really do this there. So yeah, and I really got used to it that like 1,000 words is minimum, and now for the second year, you definitely have to write more, around I would say 2,000, like definitely it's like minimum. So you have to be ready to be really hardworking and write a lot of the essays. However, I must
Mhm.
admit that the program is really beneficial, because like we have a great variety of courses such as economic diplomacy, law, history, statistics, foreign languages, for example, or international security, cyber security. So we have like really a great variety of courses. After that, you can definitely choose something what you like the most and to do the master's degree later. Moreover, what I would like to mention is that I'm like the team leader of international cooperation team in SAYAT. SAYAT is a Students Association of International Affairs and Development. It's our students organization, and currently, we are working on diplomatic talks project. So we have meetings with ambassadors, and I'm really delighted to be part of it, because we still have like really interesting people. I often post some information about it on Facebook. We'll have some new meetings next year in January, so I will definitely post. So, and everyone can join us. It's not only for the students of Jagiellonian University, so it's open meetings, and that's why I really like my university and I'm really impressed with it. So.
Mhm, mhm. So, what languages do you study at the Jagiellonian University? You mentioned foreign languages.
Yes, this year I decided to choose only one language, so I decided to choose Spanish. However,
Spanish.
you have,
Mhm.
yes, Spanish language. However, you have like a great variety of languages. You can learn Chinese, you can study also Arabic, then Italian. What else? Also, they give you a possibility to propose language which you want to learn. And if you have like a group of people, around like 10 people in your group, who would like to learn a new language which they do not like provide. I mean, let it be, I don't know, maybe because they have, I don't know, maybe let it be even Ukrainian, for example. Maybe some people would like to learn Ukrainian. And if you have like group of people, they will do it for you. So I really like the fact that they are paying attention to you. They give you a possibility of choice, a possibility to propose something. So
Wow.
yes, and I'm learning Spanish now, and I really like it. I would say it's not really easy at the beginning, because it works the same with every language, because you have tons of materials at the beginning, a lot of stuff, a lot of new things to learn, but I like it.
Mhm. It would be easier for you because you know English and something like in common, like French, English, Spanish, German. The everything, all a lot of words are really, yeah, they these languages have a lot in common. But if you started studying Arabic, for example, it would be a total disaster because you had to start from scratch. This language belongs to another family,
Mhm.
another group of languages. So I guess that it's a good choice that you started studying Spanish. Mhm. And what does one need to know to be admitted to the Jagiellonian University?
So I must say that you have to have high grades and be involved in extracurricular activities, such as, for example, volunteering, self-government in your school, do some projects, some school organizations, whatever you can do. You have to be active, and it's really critical, I would say, to have a well-rounded development because you have to be prepared for everything. I'm not sure about the admission to other faculties, but in my situation, the interview was the most important component in getting in. It was like 100%. So if you like pass the interviews, then you are a student, you are a future student. So, and in my case, I had really, really different questions. For example, about the last book which you read, and I don't know, why is this university? What would you change in the world? So you have to be really prepared for everything. You cannot like be prepared in advance. You cannot, I don't know, cheat during it because you don't know what they are going to ask you. So yes,
Do you
you have
remember what you answered? What
to be
was the
honest, talking about book, yes. I even had it on my table. So it was really great because I could show it to them.
about the
And
change? About the
it was
change.
a change in the world.
Mhm.
I remember that it was beginning of the pandemic. So I definitely mentioned something about it, but we didn't know about it really well because I had the interview in probably end of February.
Mhm.
So, or March, something like that. And I mentioned some stuff about like war and peace because still it was kind of connected with my major, and you has to be, I don't know, really prepared for such things that you have to make up everything during it if you don't really know what you want to do or something like that. They
Mhm.
also are interested in your plans for the future, and yes. So it's not only about high grades because the interview will decide everything. So after the interviews they will make a decision about you and your future with the
Mhm.
university.
Mhm. So, where are your peers from in most cases, and maybe where are teachers from in Scotland and in the Jagiellonian University?
Mhm.
It seems to me that I saw different pictures of yours, and they are from different countries. Am I right?
Yes, you are definitely right because my peers from the Jagiellonian universities are from 39 countries.
Mm.
And yes, we have really like a great diversity of people, and many students are from the US. For example, a lot of students from South Korea, Japan, definitely from Ukraine because it's close to Poland, German, Austria, Italy, Spain, Hungary, then Finland. So from everywhere, and some people from Canada, but not from my year.
From Russia?
Also, but not really a lot. Not really a lot, to be honest. Still more Ukrainians, to be honest.
Mhm.
Yes. Also from Latin America, from Brazil, for example. For me, it was strange at the beginning because it's far away from their home countries. But yes, I really like the university because talking about, for example, about the American students, they just get the diploma, and after that, they won't have any problems after that in the US with that diploma because it's like you don't need to pass any extra exams or anything like that. So
Mhm. Valid,
they
yes.
can take
Mhm.
limits. Yes, yes, definitely. So, talking about the Glasgow University, uh, people were, in most cases, in all of my classes, they were from Scotland.
You
And
mean teachers? Yes, teachers.
uh, yes, I would say the teachers and students also. So, talking
Mhm.
about students, in most cases, I was the only international student in a
Wow.
class. At the beginning, it was kind of strange, probably not really convenient. However, it's really great because I can live their life. I can feel it, how to live and be, how to stay in Scotland, how to study in a Scottish university with Scottish people. So yeah, I'm talking. I forgot to mention about the professors in Poland. Then I have professors from the US, from the UK, also from Poland, definitely. So people, professors are from different countries too. So it's not only people from Poland.
But in Scotland, in most cases, teachers are from Scotland or from some other countries. For example, you mentioned El Salvador or.
Yes. So it depends on a course. So if you have like languages, definitely it will be like native speakers. So it depends on the language. But talking in general, then in most cases, people are from the UK. So let it be like it can be England, Northern Ireland, Wales, or Scotland. Yes, doesn't matter.
Okay. So how does life in Poland differ from the one in Ukraine?
I would still mention like similar stuff which I mentioned about Scotland,
Really?
because in Poland you definitely have like more opportunities for students. And talking about the internships, for example, they are open to work with students. And talking about like jobs, not everyone is looking for people with the experience. Like it's not like in Ukraine that you have to have like that 3 years, these 3 years of experience. No, in Poland they are open to work with students. Talking about the internship, definitely. For example, I was doing the internship even in my university, and I was working with the professor on one like research stuff. So they are ready to help you in this situation. They really support students. And like speaking of the university, I can say like with confidence that they always evaluate fairly, and they do not make any difference between students. They don't pay attention like to your age. For example, I'm studying with students who are 26 or who are 25. So people who already graduated, who already have like other diplomas, like people who finished other universities, and they never pay attention to it, and they will like evaluate you in the same like I mean me in the same way as like other students. They don't pay attention to the age or where you are from. Like doesn't matter for them.
Wow, unbelievable. So they are really tolerant.
Yes, definitely, I
Or,
would say.
Mhm. I see. Okay, that's really positive. What other educational programs do you want to apply for, or are you interested in?
I think that I will still be interested in other Erasmus Plus programs, because Erasmus Plus, as I mentioned, also provides you like the possibility to do the internship abroad, for example, or just to do the studies as I did last semester. Because I used only one semester, and for the BA, for the bachelor degree, I can use 1 year, so like 2 semesters, one academic year. So probably I will still work with them. I will still apply for other universities. Maybe I'm not sure about countries, like which countries, but I would like to do this program one more time, definitely, and probably maybe after it during my master or even after it, because they provide you really, really great opportunities, I would say.
Yeah, there are a plethora of opportunities for young people, for students nowadays. And when I was a student, we didn't have such wonderful opportunities. I remember I faced like one program, student study tours to Poland, and the more what I faced, I applied. What I faced when I was a student, when I was a freshman or a sophomore, but we definitely didn't have so many opportunities as as now for young people, and the world is your oyster, and it's you have to apply for whatever you have, apply, and you will have a lot of benefits because of that. So the last question, yes, please give us 3 tips on how to succeed in life.
So my first and probably the main tip will be like to work hard, because doesn't matter how lucky you are, it won't always work for you. So you have to work hard. Only after that you will achieve something. As it is like in my situation, I always like had to work hard. I cannot say that I was really lucky in such situations. So if I didn't do something, I wouldn't have anything. So definitely work hard. Talking about the second tip, and I would say that you have to get to use it to the situations that you have to go the extra mile and leave the comfort zone. Because if you're always in a comfort zone, probably you won't. I mean, you can achieve a lot, but when you leave the comfort zone, you will definitely achieve more. And talking about the third tip, I would say that you have to have like really good time management, and you have to be really good with timing, because it's a great way to success, I would say. If you have like, even if you work hard, you still have to have like free time. Doesn't matter, because you have to divide your time like in a proportional pieces, and it's really important, really essential from like my point of view. If you are good at planning, that everything will be fine in the future. But still work hard. And as you mentioned, the world is our oyster. The world is your oyster, and yeah, we have to work hard, and probably after that we can achieve a lot.
I'm always joking on this aspect, time management. Can we actually manage our time? Because time flows, yes? So we can manage our energy, I guess, more than our time. But anyway, I understand what you are talking about, and this time management definitely, whatever you call it, or like energy management or time management, definitely we have to understand that time is really precious, that we have to, what I can add, that we have to take action all the time, because just lying on the bed is not an option, being lazy is not an option. And if we have such a philosophy as like you mentioned, to work hard, to take action, to leave your comfort zone, to go the extra mile, everything will be great, and um, everybody will succeed in their lives in what the way they want. So you want to mention something?
Yeah, like definitely, I definitely agree with you. And talking about like young people, young generation, students, and especially students of schools, they have to be active. You always have to be active, because like if you are not active, then someone else will be active, and someone else will use your opportunity and your possibility. Someone else will take your role. And yeah, to apply to like different for different programs, different projects, and do everything possible, and not just to be lazy, and allow someone else to do everything instead of you, and someone else to be successful.
So guys, be active. uh, don't be like that, otherwise Yana will win all possible programs, and it will take away everything. Of course, joking. And thanks, Yana, for such an exciting and useful interview. You gave us a big value, and I'll leave the links to your profiles if you don't mind. Yeah,
Yes,
face in the description below, so that anyone can ask you some extra questions. And you guys, if you liked our interview, and even if you disliked our interview, please give it a like. Yes, share it with your friends, followers, and subscribe in order not to miss our interviews with interesting people, and to write your comments below on your ways how to succeed in life. If you are a successful person. If you are not successful, don't write. Okay, I'm just kidding. You can write whatever you want. Take care. Bye-bye. A happy new year. Merry Christmas.
Bye-bye.